Okay, another update number 3 for this turbo mod motor in the notch. I read the file on a computer for MS3 and found some interesting things. This was done by a tuner shop in Kansas City, which it's a train wreck. So, just so you guys know, I'll do a 3D view of this. This should be a nice smooth plot. This is the ignition table. So down here at idle, we've got about 25, 26 degrees spark advance. Right next to it, we got 29. And this will interpolate between all these, but it's a big jump. So then we go from 25 over to 26, we jump back up to 30, then back down to 26, 25, 21, and 18, and 16 degrees timing at boost. And then you jump down here, when you're decelerating, it'll come down to 32, it'll jump all the way up to 40 degrees, 36 and 32. So you got like an 8-degree jump in here. The car drove like crap. Anyways, that's the ignition table, and then what's worse is the fuel table. It's called a VE table, and this should be very, very smooth. Granted, on a turbo car, you need to have fuel coming in very quickly, but this is absolutely horrible. So down here at 850 RPMs at idle, 1200 RPMs, 17 and 24, I was driving it down the street, and the car would just accelerate and decelerate and accelerate and decelerate all on its own, and it felt really, really erratic. So when I pulled up the fuel table, this is what I found. So this is a small number, which is a little bit of fuel, and then up here at high boost, you want a high number. So what happened was I was driving around between 12 and 1500 RPMs, and what would happen is the fuel, which is, like I said, this is the VE table, it would jump from a quantity of 41 immediately up to 95, and then down to 85, 117. And then when you got on it for boost, the RPMs would come up, and the pressure would come up, and so you jump from 41 to 82 to 141. But this really drove me nuts because I didn't know if it was electrical or whatever, so I'm redoing the whole wiring harness on the car, starting all over fresh. And then coming down here on decel, it'll drop from 119 to 111 and back down. So when you're driving, it's basically accelerating, it's going to do one of these loop things. But going from 35 to 47 to 74 or 44 to 95 at light throttle, basically you're going to be about 1800 RPMs at cruise, and then at light throttle, you're about 45 to 60 kPa, and as soon as you gave it any gas, immediately went from 33 to 86, which is almost tripling the amount of fuel that goes into this thing. So that's just one of the things, or a couple of things that I found in the file. So we're going to fix all that stuff, and we're going to run it back at the dyno. This is basically what I see is somebody trying to get max numbers on a dyno and only tuning wide open throttle air-to-fuel ratio. They don't really care about anything else. No drivability concerns, and you can tell just the color gradients, it's absolutely horrible.